Welcome to 101 creepy random facts that will creep you out. Ready for a scare? Let's go. Number 1. Russia's UVB-76, also known as the Buzzer, is a radio station that's broadcasted strange tones and occasional voices since 1982. No one knew its purpose or origin for decades. Theories range from espionage to supernatural activity. It's like something out of a Cold War ghost story, just static, humming, and mystery, transmitting across generations with no clear explanation. Number 2. In 2010, UVB-76 went silent, then resumed. Russian explorers tracked it to an abandoned military bunker. Inside, they found no personnel, just the acrid smell of chemicals, and a woman in her 40s silently walking a childless stroller. Some say it's a Cold War relic. Others believe it's haunted. Either way, it's a deeply chilling real-life enigma. Number 3. Oscar the cat, a hospice resident in Rhode Island, seemed to predict death. He'd curl up next to a patient, and within hours, they'd pass away. He correctly predicted 20 to 30 deaths. Was it intuition? Scent? A sixth sense? No one's sure, but Oscar's eerie accuracy made him both beloved and unsettling to staff and families alike. Number 4. Thomas Hargrove, a former journalist, created a serial killer database and believes roughly 2,000 serial killers are active in the U.S. today. That's not a horror movie stat. That's real life. These killers often go undetected for years. It's a sobering reminder that the scariest monsters might not be hiding under your bed, but walking beside you every day. Number 5. In Pattaya, Thailand, 2016, 2 tourists noticed a foul smell in their hotel room. They ignored it and slept through the night. The next day, they discovered a decomposing body under the mattress. Sadly, this isn't uncommon. Similar discoveries have been made worldwide. So, next time you check into a hotel, maybe give the bed a quick peek. Number 6. Halloween decorations are meant to be spooky, but in 1990, a hayride in Chicago took a tragic turn. Teen actor Brian Jewell was performing a fake hanging stunt when the mechanism failed. He was found dead, mistaken for a prop by guests. It's a grim reminder that sometimes the line between fiction and horror becomes all too real. Number 7. Outlaw Elmer McCurdy's story didn't end with his death in 1911. After a botched train robbery, he was embalmed and displayed in a funeral home for years. Eventually, 2 men claimed him as a relative, but they were actually carnival owners. McCurdy's corpse toured the country, becoming a sideshow attraction. His afterlife was far weirder than his outlaw days. Number 8. McCurdy's body became a macabre celebrity, passed from owner to owner. He appeared in wax museums, carnivals, and haunted houses, all without anyone realizing he was a real corpse. Over decades, people forgot he was once a living person. His body was used to entertain, promote, and shock, until one fateful day in California changed everything. Number 9. In 1976, while filming The $6 Million Man, a crew member accidentally broke what he thought was a mannequin's arm. Inside was bone and tissue. It was Elmer McCurdy. His forgotten legacy was rediscovered in the most bizarre way. He was finally buried with proper respect in 1977, ending one of the strangest journeys a body has ever taken. Number 10. After death, your own stomach enzymes begin digesting your body within 3 days. Yes, you start to eat yourself. It's part of the natural decomposition process. While it sounds gross, it's just biology doing its job. Think of it as nature's recycling program, but one that turns you into soup from the inside out. Number 11. Next time you take a deep breath in the subway, consider this. Around 15% of the air is made up of human skin particles. Scientists analyzed air samples from New York subways and discovered flakes from people's feet, scalps, and even armpits floating all around. So, yes, we're all constantly breathing in bits of strangers. Kinda you, kinda fascinating, mostly you. Number 12. When people die, the last sense to go is hearing. That means during those final moments, even if someone can't respond, they might still hear everything around them. It's why many doctors and nurses talk to patients gently, even at the end. It's a haunting yet heartwarming reminder that words, even whispered, might be the last thing someone carries into eternity. Number 13. Sometimes bodies don't decompose the way we expect. In moist environments, a substance called adipocere can form. Also known as corpse wax, this substance preserves the body, turning it rubbery and wax-like rather than letting it decay normally. It can make the deceased look eerily lifelike for months or even years. Imagine stumbling upon that during a hike. Yikes. Number 14. As a body decomposes, gases build up inside it, causing it to bloat. If the person dies in water, that bloating makes the corpse float to the surface. It's why drowning victims often resurface after a few days. It's a disturbing yet crucial part of forensic science. Even in death, our bodies follow strange, predictable patterns, sometimes rising when least expected. Number 15. Locked-in syndrome is a terrifying medical condition where a person is fully awake and conscious, but completely paralyzed except for their eyes. They can feel everything but can't respond or move. Some patients have learned to communicate through eye blinks, spelling out messages one blink at a time. It's like being trapped inside your own body with no escape. Number 16. Sudden arrhythmic death syndrome, SADS, is when a seemingly healthy person dies from sudden cardiac arrest, often without any symptoms. It can strike during sleep or while awake, and it's most common in young adults. There's no guaranteed prevention yet, which makes it all the more chilling. 1 minute you're fine, the next, your heart hits the off switch. Number 17. The horned lizard is no ordinary reptile. When threatened, it can squirt blood from its eyes. This shocking defense mechanism confuses predators, and us too, honestly. The blood also contains chemicals that taste awful to attackers. It's like nature's version of a superhero power, just way gorier. Cute and creepy rolled into one scaly, blood-launching package. Number 18. Meet Mike, the headless chicken who lived for 18 months after being decapitated in 1945. The farmer missed Mike's brainstem when he swung the axe, and somehow Mike survived. He was fed with an eyedropper and toured the country as a sideshow star. People paid to see the miracle bird who defied death without even having a head. Number 19. Vampire moths may sound like something out of a comic book, but they're real. Found in parts of Asia and Eastern Europe, these moths use tiny hooks to pierce human skin and suck blood. Scientists think they evolved this trait as a way to get more salt. While they're not deadly, waking up with a moth drinking your blood? No thanks. Number 20. In medieval Romania, it was believed that vampires could only be detected using a special ritual. A 7-year-old boy dressed in white would ride a pure white horse through a graveyard. If the horse stopped near a grave, that's where the vampire was buried. This blend of folklore and superstition shows just how deeply the fear of the undead ran. Number 21. In some Eastern European cultures, superstitions about vampires extended to newborns. If a baby was born with teeth, an extra nipple, or even a cleft lip, they were feared to be vampires in disguise. In Russia, such children were sometimes isolated, or worse. These ancient fears may sound irrational now, but they reveal how deeply rooted the fear of the undead once was. Number 22. In 2013, archaeologists in Bulgaria uncovered graves containing skeletons with iron rods driven through their chests. These weren't ordinary burials. These were vampire graves. The rods were meant to keep the dead from rising. It's one thing to read vampire stories. It's another to find real graves treated like horror movie sets. The past believed in monsters and tried to pin them down. Number 23. The Paris catacombs are a vast underground labyrinth holding the bones of nearly 6 million people. Created in the late 1700s to address overflowing cemeteries, the bone-lined tunnels stretch for miles. Some adventurous visitors have gotten lost inside, never to be found again. You can visit parts of it today, but beware. This isn't your average tourist attraction. It's a city of the dead. Number 24. The Sedlec ossuary in the Czech Republic is a chapel unlike any other. Its chandeliers, altars, and decorations are made from human bones, between 40,000 and 70,000 skeletal remains, to be exact. While it's a sacred space, it's also deeply eerie. It's a place where art, architecture, and mortality intersect in the most literal and macabre way possible. Number 25. The 1982 film Poltergeist is famous for its chilling story. But what's scarier is the poltergeist curse. Actress Dominique Dunne was murdered shortly after the film's release, and Heather O'Rourke, who played Carol Ann, died at age 12. Fans believe the film was cursed from the start. Maybe it was coincidence, or maybe something followed them home from the set. Number 26. In one of Poltergeist's most iconic scenes, actors fall into a muddy pool filled with skeletons. Here's the twist. Those skeletons were real. At the time, using actual human bones was cheaper than crafting props. Knowing that adds a whole new layer of horror to the movie. The actors didn't just fake fear, they were swimming with real remains. Number 27. In 1912, 4-year-old Bobby Dunbar vanished during a family trip. A year later, a boy was found and identified as Bobby, supposedly. But nearly 100 years later, a DNA test revealed the boy wasn't Bobby at all. The real Bobby Dunbar was never found. This case highlights just how easily people can be lost and how long a mystery can endure. Number 28. The Lemp Mansion in St. Louis has been called one of America's most haunted homes. Built in the 1860s by a wealthy brewer, it became the site of multiple family suicides. One by one, members of the Lemp family died by their own hands within its walls. Today, it's a restaurant and inn, but guests still report ghostly footsteps and slamming doors. Number 29. On June 10, 1912, 8 people, including 6 children, were brutally murdered in their sleep in Villisca, Iowa. The killer used an axe and was never caught. Over a century later, the house still stands, and you can stay overnight. Visitors report hearing whispers, seeing shadowy figures, and even being touched. One paranormal investigator stabbed himself after a night there. Brave enough? Number 30. Medical errors are now the 3rd leading cause of death in the United States, with over 250,000 deaths each year. These aren't dramatic movie moments. They're often quiet mistakes, a wrong medication, a misread chart, a delayed diagnosis. It's a sobering fact that the very systems designed to heal us can sometimes do the opposite. Even hospitals have their own silent horrors. Number 31. A report by the Institute of Medicine revealed that poorly written prescriptions and sloppy medical notes have caused over 7,000 deaths annually in the U.S. alone. Over 1.5 million people are injured for the same reason. When a doctor's handwriting is hard to read, it's more than just inconvenient. It can be fatal. A simple pen stroke could mean the difference between healing and harm. Number 32. There's a microscopic killer known as Naegleria fowleri, the brain-eating amoeba. It thrives in warm freshwater lakes and hot springs, especially in parts of the southern U.S. and Australia. If it enters your nose while swimming, it can travel to the brain and destroy tissue with terrifying speed. Though rare, it's almost always fatal. It's invisible, incurable, and it's lurking in the water. Number 33. Cockroaches are already spine-chilling, but it gets worse. They're omnivores and have been known to eat human flesh, both dead and, in rare cases, living. They're especially drawn to fingers, eyelashes, and calloused skin. In infested homes, sleeping residents have reported bites. So if you thought roaches only wanted your leftovers, think again. They might be interested in you. Number 34. The botfly has developed one of nature's most skin-crawling reproduction methods. It lays its eggs on mosquitoes, which then transfer them to humans. Once the eggs hatch, the larvae burrow under your skin, where they squirm and grow. You can actually see them move beneath the surface. Removing them requires either suffocation or extraction. It's a horror story you can wear, literally. Number 35. Roughly 6.5 million people in the U.S. are walking around with brain aneurysms, bulging blood vessels in the brain that haven't ruptured yet. That's 1 in 50 people. Many have no idea they're carrying a ticking time bomb in their head. If one bursts, it can cause a stroke or death within minutes. Silent, sudden, and often fatal, aneurysms are one of medicine's scariest surprises. Number 36. Every 18 minutes, a brain aneurysm bursts somewhere in the world. That's about 80 times a day. When it happens, symptoms can include a sudden, severe headache, often described as the worst pain imaginable, along with nausea, blurred vision, or even unconsciousness. Survivors often face long-term disabilities. It's a reminder that sometimes the scariest things happen inside our own heads, without warning. Number 37. Decapitation might seem like an instant death, but research shows the human head can remain conscious for up to 20 seconds afterward. Witnesses of guillotine executions claim to see eyes blinking, mouths moving, or expressions changing. While it's impossible to know exactly what the person experiences, the idea that your brain stays aware, if only briefly, is morbidly fascinating and deeply terrifying. Number 38. The Parsi community in India has a striking funeral tradition. They don't bury or cremate their dead. Instead, they place bodies atop towers, where vultures consume them. This practice, meant to avoid contaminating earth or fire, is both practical and haunting. Watching nature take over so directly is not for the faint of heart, but it's rooted in ancient spiritual beliefs. Number 39. Inside the womb, all babies grow fine hair called lanugo. It forms a fuzzy layer across the entire body, including the face, arms, and back. It usually falls off before birth, but sometimes babies are born with it still intact. It's like being born with a full-body mustache. While it's a normal part of development, the image can feel oddly alien. Number 40. Charleston's Old City Jail housed some of the South's most infamous criminals, including America's first female serial killer, Lavinia Fisher. She was hanged in 1820, but many believe her spirit never left. Visitors have reported sudden cold spots, eerie whispers, and even ghostly figures in photos. The jail's grim history and its lingering supernatural reputation make it a hotspot for ghost hunters. Number 41. Over 20% of young children have reported experiencing hallucinations, seeing figures, hearing voices, or sensing presences no one else can. For many, it fades with age, but for others, it blurs the line between reality and imagination. Some scientists suggest children's brains still developing may be more open to these experiences. Others believe it's a glimpse into something we lose as we grow, something mysterious we can't quite explain. Number 42. In Russia, a man with breathing troubles was diagnosed with what doctors thought was a tumor. But during surgery, they discovered something truly bizarre: a 5-centimeter fir tree growing inside his lung. The theory? He inhaled a seed while working outdoors, and it sprouted in the moist, dark environment. While rare, it's a chilling reminder that life, quite literally, can take root anywhere inside us. Number 43. Climbing Mount Everest is a dream for many, but few know the chilling reality. Over 200 dead bodies remain on the mountain. Treacherous conditions make recovery too dangerous, so the fallen climbers stay frozen in time, some used as trail markers. Climbers pass them on the way up, sometimes naming them. It's a haunting sight and a grim reminder of the mountain's deadly power. Number 44. Dogs love squeaky toys, but why? It's believed the sound mimics the high-pitched squeals of prey animals. That's right. Your dog's favorite toy might satisfy an ancient hunting instinct. When they chew and hear that squeak, it triggers a primal pleasure response. So, next time your pup gleefully destroys a toy, remember, they're not just playing, they're channeling their inner predator. Number 45. Think you sleep alone? Think again. Your mattress is home to anywhere from 100,000 to 10 million dust mites. These tiny creatures feed on dead skin cells and make their homes in the warm fibers of your bed. Though invisible to the naked eye, they're real, and they're everywhere. While mostly harmless, they can trigger allergies or asthma. Sweet dreams, and don't forget to wash your sheets. Number 46. Office mugs might look clean, but 20% of them contain traces of fecal matter. Even worse, 90% harbor harmful bacteria. How? People often rinse mugs with sponges that never get sanitized. A quick rinse won't kill germs. So, that coffee you sip each morning, it might come with a side of bacteria. If you're going to share a mug, maybe stick to disposable or bring your own. Number 47. The Perron family home, the inspiration for The Conjuring, was investigated by paranormal researchers Ed and Lorraine Warren. The family claimed to experience ghostly kisses from unseen forces, doors slamming, and the smell of rotting flesh. Though dramatized in the film, many of the real-life details remain unexplained. Whether you believe in spirits or not, The family's terror was very real and deeply unsettling. Number 48. Sarah Winchester, heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, believed she was haunted by the spirits of those killed by her family's invention. To confuse them, she built the Winchester Mystery House. Filled with staircases that lead to nowhere, secret doors, and upside-down rooms, construction never stopped. Today, the sprawling, nonsensical home stands as a monument to grief, guilt, and one woman's desperate attempt to escape the dead. Number 49. In 1844, a French convent was struck with strange hysteria when a group of nuns began meowing together daily. Neighbors were terrified, and the event went on for weeks until soldiers were brought in to stop it. Some historians link it to stress, boredom, or psychological suggestion. Others wonder if it was something more. Either way, it's one of the strangest and eeriest cases of group behavior ever recorded. Number 50. Cotard syndrome, also known as walking corpse syndrome, is a rare mental illness where sufferers believe they are dead, decaying, or missing internal organs. Some refuse to eat, claiming food is useless if they're already dead. Others stop speaking. It's a deeply disturbing condition that blurs reality and delusion. Imagine believing you're a ghost, trapped in a body you no longer feel connected to. Number 51. In 1938, the town of Halifax, England, was gripped by fear when reports emerged of a mysterious slasher attacking women. Panic spread quickly. But after extensive investigation, authorities discovered there was no attacker. Many victims had inflicted injuries themselves or been misled by community hysteria. The Halifax slasher became one of the earliest documented cases of mass delusion and public fear spiraling into chaos. Number 52. Willie Francis, a 17-year-old boy, survived the electric chair in 1946 after a botched execution attempt. He described the sensation as terrifying, with an intense burning in his head and a strange taste, like cold peanut butter. A second execution was ordered, and he was eventually put to death. His story raised serious ethical and legal questions about capital punishment and flawed execution methods. Number 53. Each year in the United States, around 4,400 unidentified bodies are discovered. A year later, nearly 1,000 remain nameless. Some are victims of crime, others of accidents or neglect. Their identities vanish with time, leaving only questions behind. It's a chilling reminder that thousands of people disappear from memory every year, their stories untold, their lives unrecognized, even in death. Number 54. Scaphism was among the most gruesome execution methods used in ancient Persia. Victims were force-fed milk and honey, then placed between two boats or hollowed logs. Their exposed bodies were smeared with more honey to attract insects. Over days, bugs and vermin would eat them alive. Death came slowly and painfully. It wasn't just about punishment, it was about making suffering a spectacle. Number 55. On Mexico's eerie island of dolls, hundreds of decaying dolls hang from trees and buildings. Legend says a caretaker found a girl who drowned there, and a doll floating nearby. He hung it to honor her, but he believed she haunted him, so he added more. Later, he died in the same spot. Visitors claim the dolls whisper, blink, or move, especially at night. Number 56. In 2012, Oregon farmer Terry Garner went to feed his pigs, but never returned. When his family found the scene, all that remained were pieces of his dentures and body parts. Authorities believe the pigs, known to be aggressive and omnivorous, had consumed him. It's a horrifying reality. Pigs will eat almost anything when hungry, including the very hand that feeds them. Number 57. Since 1950, the United States has experienced 32 incidents involving lost, stolen, or accidentally detonated nuclear weapons. These are known as broken arrows. Shockingly, 6 of them are still missing. The idea that somewhere, possibly in oceans or underground, there are unaccounted for nuclear bombs is more than unsettling. It's a chilling reminder of how fragile control can be, even over world-ending technology. Number 58. Butterflies may look delicate and harmless, but some species drink more than nectar. They've been observed feeding on blood, sweat, and animal urine for minerals. This eerie behavior, known as mud puddling, often occurs near carcasses or waste. While they won't harm humans, it's unsettling to think that these bright, fluttery creatures have a dark side, one that thrives on fluids not found in flowers. Number 59. Male anglerfish, much smaller than females, have a bizarre mating ritual. When he finds a mate, he bites her and fuses his body into hers. Over time, he loses his eyes, organs, and independence, becoming little more than a lump that provides sperm. The female carries him like a parasite. It's one of nature's strangest love stories, equal parts fascinating, grotesque, and undeniably creepy. Number 60. Until the 1980s, some surgeons believed that newborn babies couldn't feel pain. As a result, many underwent surgeries, including open heart procedures, without anesthesia. Doctors thought babies' nervous systems weren't developed enough to register pain. This tragic misconception led to unimaginable suffering. Today we know better, but the fact that such a belief once existed is enough to chill any parent to the bone. Number 61. According to a Swiss study analyzing over 2.5 million deaths, people are 14% more likely to die on their birthday. The phenomenon is still debated. Some blame stress, others suggest coincidence, but it's statistically significant. Shakespeare and Ingrid Bergman both died on their birthdays. So, while you blow out your candles, maybe keep an extra wish handy, just in case. Number 62. Pedro Lopez, nicknamed the Monster of the Andes, confessed to murdering over 350 girls across Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru in the 1970s. He lured victims with small gifts, then buried them in mass graves. He was arrested in 1980 and convicted, but the horror doesn't end there. His capacity for evil earned him the title of one of the most prolific serial killers in history. Number 63. Despite his horrifying crimes, Pedro Lopez served only 14 years in Ecuador, the maximum sentence at the time. He was declared rehabilitated and released. After a brief psychiatric hold in Colombia, he vanished. His current whereabouts remain unknown. The idea that a confessed killer of hundreds could be free today is more than unsettling. It's the stuff of nightmares come to life. Number 64. The Goliath bird-eating tarantula is the largest spider on Earth. Weighing up to 170 grams with a leg span over 12 inches, it can kill birds, rodents, and more. Found in the Amazon, it uses its massive fangs to inject venom, though it rarely harms humans. Still, imagine finding one in your sleeping bag. This spider is real, and it's enormous. Number 65. Australia's Sydney funnel web spider has venom so potent it can kill a human in just 15 minutes. Its fangs are strong enough to pierce fingernails and even shoes. Aggressive and fast, it's considered the most dangerous spider in the world. Anti-venom exists now, but before its development, bites were often fatal. It's a deadly reminder that some nightmares have 8 legs. Number 66. In 2018, an Indonesian woman vanished from her village. Searchers later found her inside a 23-foot-long reticulated python. The massive snake had swallowed her whole, head first. This was not fiction. Villagers cut the snake open and found her body intact. Some snakes are truly capable of eating humans, proving that in the wild, we are not always the top predator. Number 67. In Austria, a man sat on his toilet and felt a sudden, sharp pain. He jumped up to discover an albino reticulated python had slithered up from the pipes and bitten his genitals. The snake had escaped from a neighbor's apartment. While he survived, the psychological trauma might linger forever. Moral of the story: always look before you sit, especially in strange places. Number 68. In 1587, the Roanoke colony mysteriously disappeared. When the colony's leader returned after a supply run, he found the settlement deserted. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just the word Croatoan carved into a post. The fate of the settlers remains one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. Were they absorbed by local tribes, killed, or abducted? No one knows. Number 69. In 1955, the MV Joyita set sail from Samoa but disappeared for over a month. When found adrift, the ship was badly damaged, but eerily intact. Food was untouched, cargo was missing, and all 25 passengers and crew had vanished. No distress signals had been sent. To this day, no one knows what happened. The incident remains one of the sea's creepiest maritime mysteries. Number 70. Ghost ships aren't a thing of the past. In recent years, Japan has seen a surge in mysterious boats washing ashore, often with skeletal remains inside. These so-called ghost ships are believed to come from North Korea, where desperate fishermen use poorly equipped boats and get lost at sea. The haunting image of a boat full of bones drifting silently speaks volumes. Number 71. Frederick Valentich, a 21-year-old Australian pilot, vanished in 1978 after radioing air traffic control to report a strange metallic aircraft hovering above him. His last words were, "It's not an aircraft." Neither he nor his plane was ever found. Some believe it was a UFO encounter, while others claim it was disorientation or hoax. Regardless, his disappearance remains deeply mysterious and chilling. Number 72. Over 8 million tons of plastic enter the ocean every year. Not only does it harm marine life, but it also breaks down into microplastics that travel through the food chain, eventually ending up in humans. The idea that we're slowly consuming the ocean's trash is both disturbing and real. It's a slow-motion environmental horror story we're all part of, whether we see it or not. Number 73. More than half of the world's tropical rainforests have been destroyed since the 1960s. These forests are home to countless species, many still undiscovered. Their loss accelerates climate change, reduces biodiversity, and erases ecosystems forever. The scariest part? We might not realize what's gone until it's too late. Unlike ghosts or monsters, this is a global horror that's actually happening right now. Number 74. Each day, around 27,000 trees are cut down globally just to produce toilet paper. That's an entire forest's worth of trees flushed away, literally. While it's a basic necessity, the environmental cost is tremendous. Alternatives like recycled or bamboo paper exist, but they're underused. It's a haunting reminder of how something as routine as wiping can quietly damage the planet. Number 75. Your mobile phone is likely 10 to 20 times dirtier than a toilet seat. Studies have found bacteria like E. coli and staph lurking on screens. Why? We touch our phones constantly, often without washing hands, and rarely clean them. So next time you press your phone to your face, remember, you're cuddling up with microscopic filth. Technology has never felt so grossly personal. Number 76. A cyber attack happens every 39 seconds, over 2,000 times a day. These aren't just movie plot lines. Real hackers steal data, shut down hospitals, or demand ransoms. As we rely more on digital systems, the threat grows. From baby monitors to bank accounts, no device is truly safe. The monsters of the future might not stalk you in person. They'll come through your Wi-Fi. Number 77. The female black widow spider is infamous for killing and eating the male after mating. While this behavior doesn't happen every time, it's frequent enough to earn her deadly reputation. The male, usually much smaller, offers himself up in a final act of reproduction. Nature can be beautiful, but also dark, and in this case, love truly is a fatal attraction. Number 78. Chainsaws weren't invented for horror. Originally, they were surgical tools, used in the 18th century to assist childbirth. When a baby was stuck, doctors used a hand-cranked chainsaw to widen the pelvic opening. It was gruesome and painful, especially since anesthesia was limited. Knowing chainsaws began in the delivery room, and not a slasher film, makes them somehow even more terrifying. Number 79. The golden poison dart frog found in Colombia is only about the size of a paperclip, but it's one of the deadliest creatures on Earth. Its skin secretes a toxin so potent it can kill 10 humans with just one touch. Indigenous tribes use this poison on blow darts for hunting. It's beautiful, bright, and lethal. Proof that danger sometimes comes in dazzling colors. Number 80. Ancient Roman gladiators sometimes drank the blood of fallen opponents, believing it would give them strength, courage, or even cure epilepsy. Blood was thought to hold life energy, and consuming it was believed to transfer power. It's a disturbing ritual from a brutal time where life was cheap, death was entertainment, and superstition ruled over science. Gladiator games weren't just violent, they were grotesquely spiritual. Number 81. Count Dracula may be fictional, but he was inspired by a real historical figure, Vlad III, also known as Vlad the Impaler. A 15th century ruler of Wallachia, he earned his nickname by impaling thousands of enemies on wooden stakes. His cruelty and obsession with punishment made him the perfect model for a bloodthirsty vampire. History and horror often walk hand in hand, sometimes drenched in blood. Number 82. Stone Age cave paintings, some dating back over 30,000 years, include depictions of creatures resembling vampires and werewolves. These ancient images suggest humanity has feared supernatural predators for millennia. Whether they were based on real threats or imagination, it's chilling to think that people before the invention of writing were already telling stories of monsters lurking in the dark. Number 83. Poveglia Island, located near Venice, Italy, served as a quarantine station for plague victims in the 1700s. Thousands died there. Later, it became a mental hospital with rumors of cruel experiments. Locals claim it's haunted, and visitors report disembodied voices and sudden fear. It's now closed to the public. With so much death and suffering, it's no wonder the island is steeped in ghostly lore. Number 84. A week after death, the human body begins to blister. Gases and fluids build up, causing the skin to balloon and sometimes peel off with the lightest touch. For forensic scientists, these gruesome changes help estimate time of death. For the rest of us, it's a vivid reminder that decay is not just inevitable, it's disturbingly graphic. Number 85. In the 19th century, dentures were sometimes made using the teeth of dead soldiers or executed criminals. Known as Waterloo teeth, they were harvested from corpses after battles and sold to dentists. Wealthy people wore them with pride, unaware, or perhaps indifferent, that their smiles were built on the mouths of the dead. It's dental history, with a ghoulish twist. Number 86. A powerful solar flare could cause global devastation. If a flare like the one in 1859 struck today, it could destroy satellites, wipe out power grids, and disrupt all communication. The sun's bursts are unpredictable, and while we monitor them, we can't stop them. It's a cosmic threat that could plunge us into a technological blackout with just a flicker of solar rage. Number 87. Scientists estimate there's a 12% chance of a major solar flare hitting Earth within the next decade. That might sound small, until you consider the damage it could cause. Society's reliance on electricity and satellites means a single solar storm could cost trillions. We'd lose banking systems, GPS, internet, and power. Unlike horror films, this apocalypse wouldn't come with warning sirens, just silence. Number 88. Since 1973, over 1,500 death row inmates have been executed in the United States. During the same period, more than 180 were exonerated. That means for every 8 people executed, 1 was later proven innocent. It's a terrifying statistic that questions the finality of capital punishment. How many innocent people weren't discovered in time? It's a reminder that justice systems aren't infallible. Number 89. Botulinum toxin, better known as Botox, is the most poisonous substance known to humanity. Just 0.00007 milligrams can kill a 70-kilogram adult. Yet we inject it into our faces to smooth out wrinkles. Incredibly, it's also used medically to treat migraines and muscle disorders. It's a strange paradox. The world's deadliest poison, delivered in tiny doses to fight aging and pain. Number 90. Only 43% of the cells in your body are human. The rest are made up of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and single-celled organisms called archaea. These microbes help digest food, fight disease, and regulate your body. But they aren't you. Technically, you're more microbe than man. So, when you look in the mirror, remember, you're a walking, thinking ecosystem of the living and the unseen. Number 91. Cats may seem like gentle companions, but in some tragic cases, they've been found feeding on their deceased owners. When left alone with a body, especially after several days, cats may nibble on soft areas like the face or hands. It's not out of malice, it's survival instinct. Still, the idea of a beloved pet turning predator adds a deeply unsettling twist to the bond we share with animals. Number 92. Dogs, too, have occasionally consumed parts of their deceased owners, most often the face or arms. Unlike cats, dogs are more likely to show signs of distress before resorting to such behavior. But when food is scarce and time passes, instincts take over. Though rare, these cases are haunting reminders that even our most loyal companions can change when survival is at stake. Number 93. Lemons, like many fruits, often have a glossy shine in stores. But that shine isn't always natural. It can come from shellac, a resin derived from the secretions of lac bugs. It's FDA approved and edible, but the thought of bug-based polish on your citrus may feel unsettling. So next time you zest a lemon, remember, you might be grating a little bit of insect too. Number 94. Toxoplasma gondii is a microscopic parasite found in cat feces that can infect human brains. It alters behavior. Infected rodents lose their fear of cats, and in humans it's been linked to increased risk-taking, mental illness, and even changes in personality. It's one of the most widespread parasites on Earth. The idea that a tiny organism can quietly influence your mind is as fascinating as it is scary. Number 95. King Pedro I of Portugal loved Inés de Castro so deeply that when she died, he had her body exhumed, dressed in royal garments and crowned as queen. Court members were forced to kiss her decomposing hand in allegiance. His obsession turned morbid tribute into royal command. It's a story of love, grief, and death that became grotesquely literal and historically unforgettable. Number 96. The Champawat tiger, a Bengal tigress in early 20th century India and Nepal, killed an estimated 436 people. She hunted humans exclusively, often entering villages in broad daylight. Experts later discovered that broken teeth made it difficult for her to hunt typical prey. She was eventually killed by hunter Jim Corbett, but her reign of terror remains one of the deadliest in recorded history. Number 97. In 1974, Ronald Clark O'Brien poisoned his son's Halloween candy with cyanide to collect life insurance money. He also laced other treats to cover his tracks, but only his son consumed the deadly sugar. Dubbed the Candy Man, his act shattered the trust of a holiday. To this day, his case fuels fears of tampered Halloween treats, even though such incidents are extremely rare. Number 98. A woman in Kansas thought she had water trapped in her ear. After hours of discomfort, she visited a doctor who discovered a venomous brown recluse spider had crawled inside. It had made itself comfortable next to her eardrum. Though she was unharmed, the thought of a spider nesting in your ear canal is enough to make anyone reach for earplugs at bedtime. Number 99. Scientists estimate that 95% of the universe is made up of dark matter and dark energy, things we can't see, touch, or fully understand. That means everything we know, stars, planets, people, makes up just 5%. The rest is invisible and mysterious. It's like living in a house where you can only see one room. The vast unknown of space is perhaps the greatest mystery of all. Number 100. You have a 1 in 500,000 chance of being struck by lightning, higher if you're male, since men account for 80% of lightning deaths. Activities like golfing, hiking, or even mowing the lawn during a storm increase the risk. It's rare, but it happens. Survivors often report strange marks, memory loss, or personality changes. Nature's fury doesn't always aim, but when it does, it leaves a mark. Number 101. The fear of Friday the 13th is so widespread it has a name, Paraskevita or Frigatriskaidekaphobia. Some skip work, avoid travel, or change wedding dates just to steer clear of it. Airlines have reported drops in passengers on that day. Rooted in superstition, religion, and folklore, it's a day that turns calendars into quiet threats, where numbers alone stir unease.